Right, so what we've got here for comparison, this is the small Givi, this is the big one. Jeez, I still can't get how big this thing is, man. I've just masking taped it on the now so you can see. So the top of the lower one's here, and it goes the difference up to there. And I've even grabbed a measuring tape. We'll see how accurate the measurement is. Geez, at 13 inches. So you are at 33 centimetres, 330mm of a difference between the two. And I'm hoping this will address some of the negatives, but it might bring a few negatives of its own, and you'll see what I mean in a sec. So, when... set you back a bit. See what comes... that's a bit better. Right, so apologies for the lighting, I'm going to try and get some sorted. So, this wee thing, doddle to fit, took 10 minutes. 4 screws, pop the wee V-bit off, don't lose the washers, screw back on, pop back on, job's done. So much better than the original one. The original one looks great, does nothing, as we all know that. This one, good bit higher than it. I think it's a nice size that actually just suits the bike. I think it's, you know, it's neat, it's not too much. I think the tall one looks a bit ridiculous, to be honest with you. I think the wee one's just a nice size. There's no more direct wind blast in your face. With the original Honda, I found that if I was in an open facer or if I had my flip up, you would get that kind of wind blast if you're going at speed, where you sometimes, you know, that way you feel like you need to try a wee bit harder to breathe. It's just directly in your face and your mouth. Don't get that with this. I can feel it if I've got my flip helmet on, like flipped up. I can feel the top of the flip catching it, and you're getting wind in the face, but it's nowhere near the same. Much better. No extra fitting kit required. 48 quid delivered for Blackpool Honda. Amazing. First one was damaged, they replaced it. Was here within 2 days. Can't argue. Amazing service. Unfortunately the big one's damaged as well. You'll see that in the other video. We'll wait and see what happens with M&P with that one. This has not impacted the handling or the top speed or acceleration in any way, shape or form that I've been able to detect. Haven't noticed in the slightest. I expect this big one to hammer the top speed by a good bit, and I'm not looking forward to it in windy conditions. I think it will be a bit of a pain in the bum. I can see this getting cut down a bit, personally. And this as well does not impede your vision. I'm looking over the top of it quite clearly, no problem at all. Whereas obviously with this big one I'm going to be looking through this area where my hand is. Downsides of it though is it isn't very tall. So as a result, if it's raining, it's not so much the rain as we all know in the bikes, it's the spray off the cars and the traffic in front. The spray still gets to you. It looks with these wee bumps here that it would protect your hands a bit, but it does nothing. I'm fully expecting my hands to be completely cosseted with this big massive commuting screen that's on there. When you're riding in the rain as well, even if it's no spray for other cars or that, just as the rain works up the screen, these bits kind of flick up from the edge of it, and I feel like it hits me right at visor eye level, which is just a bit irritating. Especially if you get a visor cracked open, or again if you're in an open facer and you happen to get caught out in the rain. And it seems to cause, just something I've noticed, I don't know if anybody else would care, I think it makes the GoPro noisier. I think you get more wind noise in the GoPro with it, but that's just me. To sum that one up, I'd buy it again. It's good value. 48 quid delivered, can't argue, looks the part, does offer much improved protection over the original, but it's not perfect, as you can see. I think if you had this, maybe with the hand bits a little bit wider, and even if you took it just up an inch or two, I think it'd probably be perfect. Or if you put like one of those kind of flip bits on, or one of those aero spoilers on the top, probably be perfect for me. And I think that's what I'll probably rig something up in the future that's a kind of combo of that. But for now, I'm going to try the big one for a wee while, but then I think I'm probably going to go back to the wee one. But we'll see how it goes with the weather and stuff like that. The weather might change my mind. Alright, any questions, feel free to ask guys, just go for it. Catch you next time.